Mathys Tel continues his good scoring form for France under-21s. Xavi Simons also scored for the Netherlands as they qualify for next summer's World Cup finals. Spurs monitoring Maghnes Akliouche as he puts in another strong performance for France. The huge task that awaits Spurs as they face rivals Arsenal in the season's first North London derby. Spurs to extend Yves Bissouma's contract if they can't sell him in January, and Jamie Donley bags his first international goal for Northern Ireland. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Okay, let's get into it. Sportsview report that Tottenham Hotspur attacker Mathys Tel has continued his scoring run on international duty. The Tottenham forward bagged the winner as France under-21s beat the Faroe Islands 1-0 to reclaim top spot in the European Championship qualification group. Tel had netted the opener for Spurs in the 2-2 draw with Manchester United and followed it up by scoring another vital goal that will boost his confidence. Despite a tough start to life under Tottenham boss Thomas Frank, he is quietly reiterating his importance with back-to-back goals now. The winner on Monday evening takes his tally for the France under-21 set up to 12 goals in 20 appearances. He had bagged in both appearances for France during the last international break. Tel has now scored 2 goals in 249 Premier League minutes for Spurs, bouncing back from the recent disappointment of being dropped from the Champions League squad. The 20-year-old will hope for more minutes to prove his worth for Spurs, and his recent goal contributions will undoubtedly put him in Frank's reckoning. Tel must be eager to nail down a starting berth on the left flank, but will take opportunities to lead the line for Spurs if they arise. Spurs teammate Wilson Odobert also got vital minutes in his legs during the win, coming from the bench to give France a different threat. Elsewhere, Tottenham playmaker Xavi Simons also scored to help the Netherlands book their place at the 2026 World Cup finals. Simons, who is yet to open his account for Spurs, bagged the third goal in a 4-0 rout of Lithuania. The Dutchman picked up the ball in the inside pocket, cut in a bit and rifled a shot beyond the goalkeeper. Simons will hope to carry that form back to Spurs as they prepare to take on arch rivals Arsenal in the North London derby this weekend. Simons has struggled to make an impact at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but will hope this goal sparks a turnaround. Tottenham have been impressed by performances of Maghnes Akliouche so far this season and have watched him as he scored for France against Azerbaijan. That is according to former Spurs and Manchester United senior scout Mick Brown, who remains very well connected at his former clubs, as he has exclusively told Football Insider that the club's recruitment team have been keeping tabs on his performances. Capable of playing on either wing or in an attacking midfield position, the 23-year-old fits the profile Thomas Frank wants to add to his side. Tottenham are looking to sign a flair player on the wing, Brown told Football Insider. It's something the manager wants to add to his side and potentially in an attacking midfielder too, so it won't come as a surprise that they've been keeping tabs on him. They'll have watched him for France, and obviously he scored a goal in that game, which he has done him no harm in terms of that interest. I think there are a few players on their radar, and I have questions about whether they could get it done. It's difficult to say how much they will be willing to spend in January, but the manager will want to add to his squad, so they'll be assessing their options. Akliouche is very highly rated in France and he's now playing for the national team, so of course that's a good sign as far as his qualities go. If he keeps impressing, he could definitely become somebody Tottenham go for because he fits the bill of players they want to add to their squad. And Spurs face a sizable challenge this weekend against Arsenal as recent trips to the Emirates have brought us little success. Our last 10 Premier League visits offer scant encouragement. Tottenham have failed to win any of those fixtures, highlighting the scale of the task awaiting Thomas Frank. Across that run, Arsenal have come out top 6 times, with the remaining 4 matches ending in draws. For Frank to claim all 3 points, he would need to achieve something Spurs have not managed since the 2010-11 season, when they earned a 3-2 victory away from home. While history strongly favours Arsenal to win, or at least avoid defeat, current form suggests Frank's side could pose a real test for Arteta's men. Tottenham travelled to the Emirates as the league's best away team, having collected 13 points on the road, level with Arsenal, despite the Gunners having played 1 additional away game. Spurs have also scored a league-high 12 goals away from home, while conceding only 3, the fewest in the division. Frank will be hoping that those impressive numbers continue as his team look to preserve their unbeaten away record. The Daily Mail report that Tottenham plan to extend Yves Bissouma's contract to stop him leaving on a free transfer at the end of the season. Bissouma's current deal expires in June, but the club has a 1-year option they intend to trigger to preserve his value if he's not sold in January. Spurs performed a similar contractual move last season with Son Heung-min, activating an extension before selling him to LAFC in the United States for an MLS record fee of £20 million in July. Bisuma, 29, is unlikely to play again for Tottenham. He made 52 appearances in all competitions last season and started the Europa League final in May, but has yet to make a single appearance under Thomas Frank. Bisuma's latest recovery schedule has him in a fight to be fit in time for the international duty at the Africa Cup of Nations, which kicks off in Morocco in December, and with the final on January 18th. Tottenham will listen to offers in January, with Fulham among those monitoring his situation, but prospective buyers hoping to see his price cut as his contract winds down will be disappointed if the option is triggered and he extends his deal until 2027. And Jamie Donley scored his first senior international goal on Monday evening to give Northern Ireland a narrow 1-0 win over Luxembourg in their final World Cup qualifier of 2026, making his second start for his country on what was his 6th cap. Donley, currently on loan at Stoke City, confidently slotted home a 44th minute penalty. In what was a hard-fought game at Windsor Park, Donley's spot kick proved to be the only goal of the game, as Northern Ireland held out despite some late pressure from the visitors. The forward was replaced in the 67th minute by Callum Marshall, but his lively performance will have impressed manager Michael O'Neill. Northern Ireland couldn't qualify from their group following defeat to Slovakia on Friday, but have secured a World Cup playoff place by virtue of their Nations League performance. And so which Spurs players have qualified to play at next summer's World Cup already? Well, so far we have from the Korea Republic, Yang Min-hyuk, from Japan, Kota Takai, Argentina, Christian Romero, of course, Brazil, Richarlison, Uruguay, Rodrigo Bentancur, Ghana, Mohamed Kudus, Senegal, Pat Matar, from England, Jed Spence, James Maddison, Dominic Solanke, from France, Randall Kolomoani and Odegaard and Tel if they play, Croatia, Luka Vuskovic, Portugal, João Paulinho, from the Netherlands, Javi Simons and Mickey van der Ven, Spain's Pedro Porro. Well, Spain have all but qualified for the World Cup. A point against Turkey in their final qualifier on Tuesday would make mathematically certain, but with a vastly superior goal difference. And of course, Austria's Kevin Danso, following their win over Cyprus. Austria must simply avoid defeat at home to Bosnia-Herzegovina on Tuesday to qualify for the tournament finals. Okay, well, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Firstly, to see Mathys Tel score another goal. He's in fine form, Mathys Tel. Obviously overlooked a little bit by Thomas Frank, not been getting tons of minutes, not scored loads of goals for Spurs, but for his country, for his under-21 side, he seems to be in a rich vein of form, to be honest with you. And me personally, I would be starting Mathys Tel in the number 9 role against Arsenal at the weekend. I think he's probably earned that, in my opinion. I don't think Richarlison's done enough to warrant the centre-forward position, even though he did score against Manchester United. For me, he did very little else on the day. Mathys Tel comes on along with Odegaard and puts in a very good performance, in my opinion, for the last stages of the game, and of course got us back into that match. So for me, I would be starting Mathys Tel from our options available in the centre-forward position, and actually I'd start Odegaard on the left wing because he did bring us something a bit different when he came on, and of course set up goals as well. He's very, very good at running forward with the ball. If Thomas Frank actually lets him do that, just set Odegaard free and he can get at Arsenal. I really do believe that. So that's what I'm hoping. Seeing Javi Simons score, obviously really good for his confidence as well. Scoring for his national team is going to give him a huge boost. Big win for the Netherlands qualifying for the World Cup final, so that's good for him. Hopefully Simons can take that form again into the North London derby at the weekend. Maghnes Akliouche, what a player he is, shining for France. This is a player we've monitored for several transfer windows now, and his performance against us for Monaco, I thought was outstanding. He ran that midfield. I thought he was brilliant. Just a young player, but my word, what a talent the boy is. I think this is definitely a player we should be going for in the transfer window. Now, whether in January, we know how hard it is to do deals in January. But come on, Spurs, if you want this player, go and get him. He would make a massive difference to our side. Akliouche, definitely a player that I would love to see at Tottenham. So go and get him. Absolutely go and get him. Huge task, of course, for Spurs at the weekend with Arsenal. Such good home form, such a wretched place for us to go. Just not many favourable results for Spurs. Some well-earned draws over the years, over the last 10, 12 years, of course. The last win coming so long ago. Could Spurs do it? I'm not that confident we can, but of course, you've got to believe in this match because it's our biggest match of the season away at the Emirates. Can we do it? Can we stop Arsenal? Obviously, down to the bare bones. Well, not quite the bare bones. We've still got players that are coming in that are more than capable of getting something out of this game. But it's going to be tough. I think we're going to be sitting back a bit more pragmatic as we've seen Frank be against the biggest side. So let's hope we can get something out of Arsenal. But get down in the comments. Let me know. What do you think the score is going to be against Arsenal at the weekend? Yves Bissouma. I can see why Spurs would do this. So they don't want to lose him on a free in the summer. I don't know whether the club can just do this and activate his contract without the players say so. I really don't know how these contracts work. But you would hope for Bissouma's sake and the club that we can actually shift on Yves Bissouma in the summer. In January. And not wait until the summer. They're going to want a fee for Bisuma. We paid not a small amount for him from Brighton, obviously, so they won't want to lose the player on a free. But some would say, look, we need space in the squad. Let's get Yves Bissouma out. Obviously, it doesn't really affect the European numbers because Bissouma's not in that. But to get a player off the books, I think it'd just be good all round if Bissouma did leave, and hopefully he can carry on his career in the Premier League for somebody else, as long as he doesn't perform well against Spurs, of course. A massive congratulations to Jamie Donley, who scored his first international goal for Ireland, or Northern Ireland, should I say. So really good for him. Tough time on loan. I do wonder whether, excuse me, that Jamie Donley is going to be coming back to Spurs in January. And then the club look for a more favourable loan for him because he just hasn't gone well for him. But really good to see Jamie Donley grabbing his first goal for Northern Ireland. Really good to see. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts as how you're feeling really as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now, or on any of the stories that I've spoken about today. And as always, come on you Spurs.